Morning, everybody. Jason, PJ over there running around Hollis Farms. I've already met with the loggers. It's early, sun's starting to come up. It's gonna be a little wet, but I know for sure we're gonna be able to get what's around the loader. And then I'm gonna go back up there and we're gonna kind of check the woods out. Possibly may move the loader to a little higher spot. I don't know. We're gonna do all we can do to keep them working. It's too pretty, but if we have to shut down, we just have to shut down. Yeah, I know.
I think they need to take it closer.
All right, so the road is holding up pretty good right here. So we ain't quite sure about the woods yet. We're gonna be able to get this stuff around the loading pad. And I don't know if we're gonna be able to skid anything to it yet. It may take a day or two. All right, we're trying to get going. All right, so I had to leave them. I have got to get to therapy. Close to being late, but anyway, they're doing all they can do and they're not gonna make a mess. It's a little mess around the loading ground right now. The issue with that, and I've tried, as we move around the last few years logging, I've tried to change it a little bit. That loading ground right there has been used. Every time that's been thinned or anything, it's been used right there. It doesn't drain good. And anytime you get all that slash and stuff around, it won't burn, and it just makes for an issue when it rains, even until you get to this clear cut stage. And when they started, the first day they moved in, right behind the loader, and it hadn't rained, it was soft. So we're gonna do all we can do right there. For sure, get everything loaded that's right around it. They pushed something up there with the bulldozer a while ago. Loader poles they had to cut off and load, and then they have just run the cutter around to the back side where they was gonna move anyway, and brand new ground, never had a loading pad there. I think they'll be just fine, and if as long as it holds up when they check it now, they're gonna move everything over there, and then it'll be some long skids, but kind of as it dries, catch this stuff where we're trying to finish up now. And then we'll straighten that loading pad up where they're at now with the dozer real good. And then when we burn, it won't burn worth a flip. That old slash stuff, and that's one reason they always ask me when they log, do you want us to spread the slash or whatever and all out, limbs and all? It's an all, I want them in a pile, because if they spread it, you end up with most all of it fairly close to the loader anyway, so I just soon it all be in a pile. So if we got a spot that don't do right, I just want one spot. And what'll happen this time, we'll clean that up real good since it's a clear cut, straighten it up real good, and then I'll burn it like we do the rest, and then we'll plant back over it. And you know, it'll be 15 years before that's touched again, so a lot of it'll rot and the trees will go real good right there. And just one of them things you have to deal with, and it seems like with the last time you get to it, if you use that loading ground, that the clear cut stage is the worst. But that's why I'm been trying to make some new loading grounds and kind of move them around where you don't get in this situation, because a lot of times it don't take much rain if it's a spot you've used several times to make a mess. So that's kind of what we're thinking. thinking. I figure by the time I get back, they'll be close, I think close to moving. Alright, y'all, so Ron got my therapy done. I was there a little bit longer than normal. I got a muscle, I forget what they called it, down there at the top of my leg, kind of hooked to your hip. Boy, it is sore, and we tried to loosen it up. I think we got a little better, but on a positive note, I've been doing a lot been doing it most time in the afternoons, my workout stuff that they gave me, and I've been doing a little extra. Well, what's so amazing is I kept saying I needed to stretch another way during my therapy, where after when I had my surgery done, they said, you can't go that way, you can't go that way, blah, blah, blah. And this is exactly what we're doing where I'm having therapy now, the stretching and stuff, the way I wanted to do, that I felt like I needed, because I think of the biggest issue, a lot of the issues, I'm so tight. But anyway, I've been 3-4 times now, and plus doing stuff at home. I think we're going to get somewhere this time. It just amazes me kind of how bad the physical therapy was where I had my surgery done. It's just, I don't know, they lack it. I'm not saying the surgery wasn't good or whatever. I don't know that. I think the aftermath, the physical therapy part after, I was slacking quite a bit, but I think we're going to get somewhere this time. I'm still pretty sore, but I can tell by the day, go a little longer without getting so tight. So I think we may be on the road to getting right this time. I don't know if I'll ever be perfect, but if I can mess around and get 60 or 75% relief on this pain, if I got 50%, I'd probably do a flip. 30 at this point, but I'm gonna say I am, I don't know, at times 20-25% better. I'm kind of learning what to do at home, that exercises and strengthening that makes it feel better. And the amazing thing is I got to watching YouTube and learning and watching and trying and experimenting and figured some stuff out from watching YouTube, what I needed to do. And like I said, it was completely different stuff I'd never seen before. So it's just amazing. I don't know. It's almost like they got done with you and they just done. And pretty pissed off for a while, but I'm getting over it and letting that go. We're gonna move forward, and I'm trying to help people. I got a couple of people I know that's having issues like me now, and I'm trying to help steer them hopefully in the right direction where they don't end up like I was. And maybe y'all that's having issues, I think the right therapist can do a lot of good, possibly keep you from having surgery. Real good chance of keeping you from having surgery. I'm not saying I needed surgery or didn't need surgery. It's too late to worry about that now. But I do wish I'd have went through this therapy, real hardcore therapy, before I had the surgery. Could have made that last a little longer, but I'm not sure on that. I'm not worried about done had it done now, so we got to move forward from that. But I would for sure push on some therapy before I had the surgery. But anyway, I'm headed back down here to check on the loggers. If they was, I don't know if they had time to get done loading where they was at and moving. Yeah, I don't know. Sun's shining, that's all I know, and I'm hoping we getting something done. Alright, so I just passed the loggers on the highway. I'm not sure if they're gonna call it a day. They got everything up pretty much, but it's just a little bit right there around the loader. I don't know if they're gonna give it one more day to dry. I noticed the cutter's not here, or the dozer. They must have done moved it around to the new spot, but it's steadily drying. But I don't know about the woods. I didn't get to talk to them. I'll call them when I get out of here and get service. Maybe best to wait one more day. And they may just be going to get something to eat. I don't know. Don't lack much there to get. Maybe they can load. I hadn't noticed they hadn't tried to skid anything. The wood's a little wet out there. All right, so they got the cutter and the dozer moved. I'm gonna run back around here, grab my drone. We're gonna put it up in the air. I like to do that on these new spots. It's on the back side of where they were. And I think they'll be able, I hadn't talked to them yet. I'm not sure exactly what the plan is, but they're probably gonna make some long skids through this drier ground to get the rest of it. They may have knocked off for today. But let's go put this drone up in the air. All right, so here's where we're at, where we're gonna put the new loading ground. Like I said, they got the dozer and the cutter over here, and they've cut a few wet in that ditch right there. Probably either put a pipe in or just push the ditch in where we can get out there, and then they'll ditch it back out when they get done. But where they're set up now with the others, right through there, and I think when we get up here, I've never put the drone up from right here, but when we get the drone up there, we'll be able to see. So pull over here and let's do that. All right, y'all, so not too bad a day today. Had a good day at therapy. I got to get over there and do my workout stuff or whatever you want to call it here in just a little bit too. Finna feed the dogs and all, water the horses and mules, but I think that's gonna work. We got to stay on it every day. The reason the loggers left, they had got in between the time they moved around there and the time I left. They did a little cutting, and it was just a little bit damp in there, so a little bit, probably like today, the sun's been shining, it's been hot, it ought to be drying some, so hopefully they got basically everything around that one loading pad, a few more cut logs there, and then they'll move the loader and all around there if it's dry enough tomorrow. So I got therapy again tomorrow. It happened to work out this time where it was 2 days in a row, so gotta do that early in the morning, but I might, if I got time, I may drive on down there and see how it is when they start, and then come back and then go back or whatever. Anyway, we're gonna do a lot of riding on these therapy days, but that's all right too. We'll keep hammering at it. But anyway, appreciate y'all watching. Out of here.